Hello, my friends. Welcome to The Movement with Dan Unitas. Today we're watching Whatever Clips. The topic of today is Andrew Wilson versus former P-Star. Heated debate makes her rage quit. The guy in the middle, I feel like they always bring him on. I guess his name is Andrew Wilson. He seems like he's always like kind of being trying to break things down, and he is always doing the mental judo with women to kind of make them look bad and make them look stupid, and he always is kind of trying to come across as extremely calm, cool, collected, and to make them kind of look like they're insane. So I don't know. I find it very patronizing, but it's entertaining to watch, and just want to, especially for getting a commentary about how things are going here. So let's take a look.
You said you see a tendency to pick girls for the show to belittle them and show them in an awful light. This is from some of your earlier messages. I don't know if this is still your position, or if it is still your position. Or
that's literally the whole premise of the show, is inviting girls on to belittle them and degrade them. So she is 100% right. And this, even in the way that he's talking about it, that this is condescending. Like, I don't know if you watch the show more and you realize that that's what we're about. We're a legitimate philosophical debate forum. It's like, what are you talking about?
I think that you have in the past, and I mean, I can't speak beyond this panel because it's the only one I've seen in them versus clips, but when I see certain behaviors coming out from some of the female guests, there's no way you didn't know that they were going to respond in a certain way, or just be like massively underprepared for like the pressure of coming on a big show, or
absolutely
like you kind of know what personality, and like obviously Andrew knows exactly what strings to pull, and you can get a reaction out of that. And right, it's the clip economy, so it is what it is, but there absolutely is a pattern there. I mean, you can go through
I'm gonna be
reels.
Completely honest, I don't ever know who's going on the show until the day of the show.
Well, whoever's in charge.
This is the whole grift, is the idea of to have the entire system be, hey, let's get on a ton of girls, so each individual girl, seemingly as an individual, their value is diminished per girl, and then on top of that, like not many people are super confident talking in a group context. So the more people that you have on the show, the more demure and the more docile people are going to be, because they don't want to say something and look foolish in front of a group. So what this woman said is, she completely hit the nail on the head. But what these people do as a grift is they're never going to let on of like what the actual show is about. I feel like this show is handcrafted for a male audience to just look at modern women and say, wow, they're really dumb, and here's you need more evidence? Well, I've got an entire show with 10,000 clips of modern women being totally stupid. Watch this. And it's just like a completely disingenuous. And so these guys are going to basically like pretend, I don't even know who's on the show. It's news to me, so it's what you're saying is false. It's like, what are you talking about?
Of booking, then you know what I mean. Like,
but you
can look at their
reference
content.
me.
No, I said you're good
so
at
let's
pulling
go around
strings.
with the semantics of it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But that can't be because I have a preconceived notion of how to do this with the person.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out that literally until the day of the show, Brian does not actually share that information with me.
It doesn't matter, a-hole. What matters is the fact that you get women off of social media of a very specific, they're targeting, in their view, what a very specific type of woman that might be, have specific traits or specific, intellect level. And they're saying, hey, let's get a bunch of these women on here and let's make fools of them. And so it doesn't, in their view, you just swap. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the chair. You're just hot swapping people into the chair, and you're targeting people that you feel that will be, again, like I've said in other clips, disingenuously shooting fish in a barrel. That's the whole premise of the show.
I don't think I've ever really asked him to be fair.
No one said that.
He doesn't. What's that?
No one said that you had the information who was going on the show.
Yeah, there is an inference there when you say.
Oh my God!
I to infer earlier.
When you say I believe that the people who come on the show.
This is cringe.
like, come on the show and let's have a conversation about it. So I'm actually quite open to hearing contrary opinions and positions, but
also, can you make the point very quickly that like all of what any of these guests would ever have to do is watch 1 or 2 episodes and do their due diligence to very quickly ascertain what they would be in for or not in for? Like, didn't you do that? Didn't all of you guys do that?
Well, yeah, and then I mean, there was also ground rules like be respectful, but that's been broken 1,000 times, and other topics.
Who
that
was
were off
disrespectful to you?
So this is like so infuriating. If I was a woman, I would be so like nutso of like, dude, like it's like talking to a brick wall. So you never given any sort of like platform. You never able to like prove a point. They're gonna talk you down. They're gonna discredit everything that you say. So then all of these other women on the panel are just like, yeah, why would I even bother getting into this grift? So it's like, I don't know. Again, I don't know why the women come on here. I do think it has a lot to do with just being able to be on camera and have this like social media presence and be, well, I was on this show that has millions of viewers and I got eyeballs on me. So it is very bizarre. It's just all wine and circus, and then these guys are holding court and presiding over this, and just always going to be deflecting and telling the women that you're insane. It's the most it's like women often talking about gaslighting within men, and like this is the most gaslighting thing that's ever existed. This is gaslighting epitomized and boxed up and packaged for consumption for other people.
I think you've been disrespectful to almost everyone on this panel at some point.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing.
That's your opinion, and I don't agree with that.
Right? I literally am not treating you any differently than I would treat any other man who was sitting exactly where you're sitting. The problem is
I treat everybody like an asshole.
Most women's brains, they pretend that they want to be treated equally.
Here we go.
Or they pretend that they want egalitarianism. And then the second you give them egalitarianism, they get very upset. Right? We haven't actually
oh my
had
God.
insulting exchange.
Yes, you actually called her dumb. Very loud and clear.
I didn't call her
You
dumb.
definitely did. It was
It was
No, I called
stupid or
Chair
dumb, one or the other.
yeah, you did.
No, I called Chair 1 dumb.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that's what I'm
referring to.
saying.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with her. I haven't been disrespectful.
You
to her
can
at all.
excuse every insult you make. It's incredible. I have to give you credit for that. It's actually incredible.
She's been actually engaging. And by the way, I haven't insulted you either. What did I insult you with?
No, my point is that you can literally excuse everything you do and make it right, because your biggest priority is to be right. And I have to give you kudos to that. You're good at it.
Yeah, but
She completely called him out. I've never seen this on the show before. This is the show I love to hate. It's just like incredible that it's just a clown show. You just continue the grift and pretend like never give anybody any points, never allow them, always deflect, always get in your subtle jibes, get in the subtle disrespect, get in the blatant disrespect, and then always tell the person that they're crazy and that the fault is with them and that you're perfect. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in a relationship with either of these two men that host. It would be the most gaslighting. Any woman's psychology would be broken down and decimated every single day talking to these men when they can never have a point and never be treated with any modicum of respect.
But if your priority is to be right because you are right, what's wrong with that?
You made my point clear. Thank you.
Yeah, like, as an example, for example,
Well,
you said,
you made my point clear too. Thank you. So anyway, back to this real quick.
for example,
It's
Gotcha.
You're right
Hold
all
on.
the time.
Go ahead,
I know.
Ayla. Go ahead.
That's fine, and I'm wrong sometimes.
Oh my God!
hold
Get
on.
to some
Hold
sort
on.
of substance.
Go ahead, Ayla. Go
What are you
ahead.
discussing?
I patched in remotely.
you have several
I've had
conversational
to- I've
techniques
had to
that I could
interject a few
name if
times.
you'd like.
Hang on, stop. That's disrespectful. So because I've had to interject a couple of times because I'm patched in remotely, I'm not in the studio. Like, what have I actually said to you that's actually disrespectful except challenge your views? Not you, Ayla. I'm not talking to Ayla.
No, for me it would be the constant interruption, then also the tone. Like tone is absolutely can be respectful or disrespectful. And you call me. Oh, I don't know why.
Right,
that's
both men are
amusing,
kinda
but
like shaking
I
their
would-
heads at the same
also
time.
The tone, tone is absolutely can be respectful or disrespectful. And you call me.
I can't believe
I
this.
don't know why that's amusing, but I wouldn't want anyone talking to my kid that way or like
Yes.
anyone that I cared about that
What's
way. I
the
think
tone?
you should.
Your tone has been super condescending. I just don't comment on it.
I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, I know you don't think that, but you see these subjective metrics of tone. Give me something I said. Did I call you a whore? Did I call you a slut? Did I call you a skank? Did I say you're fucking horrible?
Do you
Did I
think
say,
that's-
I didn't say, hang on. I didn't say any of these things. Instead, I simply challenged the things that you view as being true and gave you challenges to them. What did I actually say to you, though, that was insulting?
You can be.
I just want to take a second. For me, I do get annoyed with a lot of modern. It does get under my skin with a notion of like the modern women and modern feminists that are just don't have anything good to say about men. It feels like an extreme entitlement to a relationship where a man is bringing them all of these different things, but there's really not a lot of love and a lot of care and a lot of compassion going the other way. I do feel like the female empowerment movement has, in some ways turned into a female entitlement movement of I'm entitled to these things, and men, well, they're the bad guy. We've proven that now. So many voices have been coming up that they're the bad guy. So case closed, close it up. And it's like, no, men and women need to be living in harmony. Men and women need to be working together, collaborating, loving towards each other, love, respect, and kindness, that type of thing. And so I'm all about that. I'm about, let's not continuously have conversations that are massively degrading to men and just lift up women, because you can't have, it's like a seesaw. It has to be in balance. Men and women both have to be empowered, and we have to lift each other up. So on the one hand, like that's my core view. I feel very strongly about that. But I watched this show, and I'm just like really sickened to see the disrespect from these men towards these women. This is not how men should be talking to women. And to their credit, they're speaking up and actually really respect that the women are banding. Multiple women are banding together and basically telling the guy like, "Hey, you're a jackass." And so we're calling you out, and like, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. And the guy's never got. Here's the thing with like narcissists. They never are going to give it to you. You have to understand, narcissists are never going to reveal the grift. They're just not going to do that. So you have to look at actions, and you have to completely turn off listening to words. It doesn't matter the words, because so you have to. That's a hard part of life. You have to find the strength within yourself to call something what it is without the other person having to verify that for you. Because with a narcissistic personality, they will never ever cop and open up and tell you that they're grifting you. It might be a subconscious thing for them. They might not. That's questionable too. That's debatable. Is this person doing this consciously or unconsciously? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're being affected, and I really respect that the women on this show kind of called that out in this one. See you in the next one.